Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Vatroh, and in today's video I wanted to do something that I haven't done on my channel yet, and that's kind of give you guys a little bit background on me, or I guess you could say like a story, my gaming story on how I came to be in the position I am today. Before we get into this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and tell me how your day is going, because that is really what I care about and why I make these YouTube videos. So please let me know how you're doing below in the comments today, and let's get into the video. So when it comes to gaming, I really have only played FPS shooters like my entire life, starting with Call of Duty 4, SOCOM on the PS2, but Call of Duty 4 was really my first main FPS shooter. Not only my first really main FPS shooter, but also the first multi FPS shooter that I had played. So being a 6-year-old kid, I wasn't allowed to use a mic the entirety of Call of Duty 4. But once the next Call of Duty came out, I can't remember exactly what Call of Duty it is right now. I want to say like Black Ops 1 or something. Anyways, besides the point, excuse my terrible memory. But ever since then, I've been grinding nothing but Call of Duties up until the release of Apex Legends. So when Apex released 2 years ago, I was grinding Blackout with my original duo Yams. And so me and Yams started running game battles and stuff, and I really thought, okay, this is Call of Duty's take on Battle Royale. It's going to blow up if they support it. But as history shows, they obviously did not support it as much as they did, say, Warzone. As you know, Warzone completely took over the world. Now, there's a number of different reasons. I mean, the timing, the pandemic, there's a lot of things that made Warzone good, but I firmly believe it's just because Call of Duty is one of the biggest player bases out there, and two, it was their first real battle royale, and it was free to play. More so, the pandemic timing was just icing on the cake for its success. So when Apex came out, the first day of Apex's release, I remember looking at it and I was like, dude, this is a Destiny, Overwatch, Fortnite child. Like, I'm good. Blackout is definitely the wave. But then the number one Xbox player for Blackout was currently grinding Apex Legends. So I went into his chat, asked him, and he could not stop giving it praise. So later that day when I got home from work, I downloaded Apex onto my Xbox, and the rest was history. I started coming home every day after the dental office, grinding from like, I'd get home at like 5, 6 p.m., more 6 p.m. because it was like a 30-minute commute. So I'd get home and I'd play until 2, 3 a.m., wake up at 6:30 a.m. and go to work. So honestly, like, with Apex being one of the first games that I got in the first couple days, not only day one, but day two, I really knew that if I stuck it out, like, I could be in the OG scene of that. With that being said, I started grinding on Xbox, then on PlayStation, then everybody who I switched to PlayStation to play against all moved to PC when ALGS got announced, so then I ended up moving on to PC. But for me, competition wasn't really like my main driving factor in full-time gaming. When the pandemic hit, I saw it as the only opportunity in my life that I'd have to pursue full-time gaming. And so I started doing kill grinds and stuff during Season 5 of Apex. And remember, at this point, Apex hadn't been out that long, especially compared to now. I mean, we're 3.5 years post-release. So it's been a long time, a lot of days, a lot of hours in Apex. So I started doing kill grinds and growing my stream, and really found my passion, which was streaming and building a community that, you know, we could all be ourselves. And it was really, I know a lot of people say like their chats are like families, but if you've been in my chat, if you're really involved in the community, you know how deep we run. And so obviously, one day I got follow botted and I lost all my subs, which means I was no longer making any money from gaming. So then I started competing in Apex Legends with Aj and Nano. We had only been competing for about 3 months until the craziest shit. Nano was duo queuing smurfing with his girlfriend. They got Jake as their third. Jake is the CLG coach of Apex, who at the time was currently fielding for a roster. So Nano ended up clutching up in this game with Jake and then telling Jake about competing. And yeah, because Jake had asked him if he was competing at the time, and Nano said, yeah, like, me and my friends just started competing about a month ago. We've had a little bit after we all started competing, we got signed and offered from CLG. But unfortunately, because of pro points and the pro league starting, one of us had to either get dropped or we had to decline the offer. Now, Aj, knowing that I just lost all the money that I was making from video games, this is opportunity for Nano to be able to do full-time video games. He ended up stepping down, and to this day, it's one of the craziest, most honorable things anybody's ever done for me in my life. So then we started competing, and if you keep up with Apex Esports, CLG did absolute ball sack in the first Pro League split ever. We got regulated. We ended up picking a Mamba, and then by the end of the last Pro League split, we placed 10th overall and got a trip to Sweden. Honestly, I had anxiety in every single Apex Legends tournament I played in. I'd just get into my own head. I really wasn't confident at the time because of how the first Pro League split went. I really am not a very confident person in general, so doing shit on top of being signed to a T1 org just didn't do anything for my mental. But then we had the bounce back, and during the bounce back, I realized I never really even competed for myself or the passion to be the best. It was more so I needed to compete for the money, and then when I was competing and I had money and I could just like call it quits, I was competing for Nano and CLG for all that they'd done for me. So post Sweden and kind of the off season of Apex, I started streaming full time on Twitch again after taking about a 9-month break, and I'd stream here and there, but it wasn't anything serious. So during that time, I just realized that if I'm going to do gaming full time, I want it to be content creation, but not only just content creation, really streaming and making my chat the place home for many people that it once was. But now that it's been 3.5 years post Apex launch, it could be a little bit more than 3.5. I'm really just spitting BS numbers off the top of my head. But I started doing the Vantage kill grind, and I met a lot of dope people. I had a lot of success on my stream, and any knowledgeable or reasonable person would continue doing that because that's what the money is bringing in. That's what the viewership's bringing in. And I can totally understand the viewership aspect of it. I never did kill grinds for an increase in money. I would do it to grow my stream and grow the community and reach out to more people. It was more so that the kill grinds just gave me a spotlight, if that makes sense. But what I realized is that I don't have fun doing kill grinds anymore. Not to say that kill grinding isn't fun, because everybody loves a good pub stomp, especially now that I've competed against the best in the world in Apex Legends. It's really hard for me to even channel a little bit of sweat in public matches unless I'm like going for clips and stuff. So while all this was happening, I'm still making Apex content. I'm making montages, learning linear, switch to linear, switch to high sense for content, all the jazz. But then I ended up finding a YouTube video talking about a new Call of Duty mode called DMZ. And basically what my take on DMZ is, it's basically Call of Duty's attempt on Escape from Tarkov, because Call of Duty now has the arena shooter for competitive play. They have the Battle Royale and Warzone 2. And the last thing that they could fill in with Call of Duty would be an Escape from Tarkov-esque game. But as we know, Call of Duty is very casual. So you won't have the straight realism of Tarkov, but the same concept. So when I heard about this, being a very, very Tarkov enjoyer, but I don't like the realism of it because I'm more of, I grew up on Call of Duty, so I'm more catered to arcadey type games, not real sim games, I would say. So it got me really, really excited for DMZ. And then post seeing all the gameplay and all the hype around Modern Warfare 2, it made me even more excited because that's even more eyes and more people that could possibly have the chance to play DMZ, especially with it being free to play. So when I heard this, I have been kind of just playing. I haven't really even been playing any games, because I haven't played really Apex in the past 2 weeks. I've been just sitting on stream, just chatting, just watching YouTube videos, shooting the shit, making up any excuse in the book not to get on Apex. And then I realized that, 1, my content, and 2, nobody wants to watch me just chatting. So I realized that, okay, if I'm going to full-time switch to DMZ, I need to start practicing now, not when Modern Warfare 2 comes out, not when the beta comes out. Because if I'm going to be one of the best in the world at DMZ, then I need to start training now, because I'm sure that the top players in DMZ will be Warzone players, Call of Duty multiplayer players, or people who switch from Tarkov. But luckily I come from, you know, high level battle royale from Apex, which isn't the easiest battle royale if you played it. So I'm feeling pretty confident, but still I wanted to get used to that Call of Duty feel again. So now I am full-time streaming Warzone, full-time content creating Warzone up until the release of Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2, I'm going to super hard grind because that's exactly what DMZ is going to be based off of, movement-wise, gunplay-wise, all that. So I really am going to be hard grinding Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer as much as I can pre the DMZ launch 2 weeks after the launch of Modern Warfare 2. So yeah, I mean, with all that being said, that's kind of my story. I went from a dental office, grinding Apex, then I full sent video games, you know. As you guys can tell, I ain't made it yet, but that's not gonna stop me. DMZ is really like my last full attempt. I'm doing a stream for a year. I'm on day 61, just past 2 months. So the last 8 months of this year's stream straight are going to be fully dedicated to Call of Duty and trying to become the best in the world at DMZ. So if you fuck with me, if the chat sounds like a vibe, if you like Call of Duty, if you like Apex, if you like me, follow the channel. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to follow the Twitch as well in the bio or the description down below, because I do be streaming every day, and like I just said, we're going to be streaming a year straight. This has been the story of Vatroh on how I became a full-time content creator in Apex Legends Pro and my plans for the future. So with all that being said, enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know how your day was in the comments below, please, because this is going to be my new thing, because this is all I care about in streaming. So it's all I'm going to care about on my YouTube as well, is the Choppa Fam community on the YouTube. Choppa Fam. With all that being said, let me know in the comment below how your day was, how you're feeling. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling bad, your boy cares. I'm going to read them all. I'm going to respond to them all. I love you. Peace.